Hello. Hello. Happy New Year. This is the last one of the year for me. I know it's New Year in 2 days' time. It's New Year's Eve tomorrow. Yeah, as people have been saying in chat, I'm not, I don't miss these streams. These streams, I know they're important to you, so I don't want to miss them. Hello, Fox. Yeah, right. Let's see, as we are. Welcome to Warhamster Sunday. This is the time of the night when I start building a bit more of this Taurox that Fox gave me. Before we do, let's have a look and see who's in. Pascal was in first ages ago, as he normally is actually. Hello. Wayne Hayward's in, saying hooray, hoping there would be one tonight. Sergeant Bone says Team Chris. Ray's in, and Kendrick from Mongo is here as well. As are a few other people. I see there's actually 18 people watching now, so if you are watching, make sure you're on the YouTube site, go to the actual app or whatever, click the little button down on, I don't know which side it is because my fingers are in different places, over this side I think. Make sure you're actually in YouTube, go right down, find the live chat, come in, say hello. It gives me something to talk about, because if nobody else is in, then, it's just me whittering quietly to myself. Jamie Bones in, saying hi everyone. Right, if you've not caught this before, this is the little live stream that I do on a Sunday evening, doing Warhammer. It's not something that I play or do anything with, but I got from Paul at Glued to the Sprue one of these, the Dark Elder Raider, which I built live on here on the evenings over the course of 2 or 3 months, yeah, finished that. So conveniently, just before I finished that, Fox got me a Taurox Prime. That's what it is, Taurox Prime. So I've been building this. It's almost at the point where I'll be painting it. So I think hopefully, if I manage to stop wittering on now, I'll get this built tonight, or built as much as I can before getting to the painting stage. And then in the new year, it will be painting time. So let me move the Raider out of the way. I don't need that anymore. That was just a little show-off thing. Now, if you haven't caught this before, these streams are obviously on the YouTubes now, live and available for everybody. Apart from last week's Christmas special, they do go into a special reserved archive, so they aren't actually available to watch again to anybody, unless you become my patron. If you want to support me in my paint supplies and support my habit, pop along to patreon.com gross models, where you'll find me, and you can, if you'd like, just subscribe to my witterings. There's a couple of different sort of tiers you can do. For $1 a month you can see any of the exclusive posts that I put on there, pictures and things. For $5 a month you can get the backlog of these videos and any other videos that I will at some point start doing a couple of videos just for sort of patron rewards. But most of the stuff's obviously going to be available now to you without any outlay to you at all. Right, let's have a quick nose through there again. Everyone's saying hello to everybody. Sergeant Bones is saying it's got tracks. It has. Yeah, I know Fox did one of these and he put resin wheels on it, but that meant buying resin wheels, and it's different. So I didn't do that. I like to do these as they stand. Most kits I do out the box without any extra bits supplied, because I don't think you need them most of the time. Sergeant Bones says I'm poor, so I just give Chris moral support. Moral support is always appreciated as well. There's no obligation or anything to obviously financially support me at all. I'm not doing this for a living like Fox does. It's obviously just a hobby, but it's there. Right, now I've been looking at the instructions. I know it's a shock, but I've been planning ahead a little bit. Now on this, obviously I didn't notice, but this is actually the end of the build is just these couple of pages. So we put the back on and the driver in, and then that's the end of the build, unless, because then you have to go through and do different bits depending on what version of it you're going to be building. Where did it say? It said somewhere. There we go. Yeah, if you're doing the normal Taurox version with like little guns on the thing, you do that bit. If you're doing it with the rockets, I think that's off camera, which I like the look of the rocket things on the back, you do certain other numbers and jump around. So I'll be trying to do all that tonight, hopefully, but there's more than I thought there was. But because I haven't painted anything yet, and I need to be able to get into it to paint it, although the interior is all going to be covered over, I'm still going to be painting it, because, you know, you go. It's the rules. And certain bits are going to be much easier to paint without having them all stuck together. So, the dude, I'm not actually going to put in there, because I wouldn't be able to paint around him very well to get to the everything. So, you know what, I haven't planned any of this tonight. I haven't got anything ready. I should have made sure everything's ready. I've been working on my R2, and he's sort of in the way over there on the other bench. So, yeah, there'll be another R2 video coming up early in the new year. I know I've finished all the work on him, but I've been doing some weathering and stuff. I did, look, I'll show you. I 3D printed a restraining bolt for him. Put it on camera. So yeah, it's got a little magnet built into the base there, and I all dirtied it up and weathered it up to make it Star Wars-esque, and it magnetically attaches where it should do. But I've been doing Starship filthing and stuff on him as well, so yeah, he's in the way at the moment. But luckily I've got this other bench over here that I use for this anyway. So right, let's get on and get some dudes cut off and see what we're going to do with him. Obviously the drivey bloke is attached to his seat. There's this guy over here. Let's have a look around. Where's the camera end? About there. Right, okay. Just so I know where I can go to and where I can do things on camera. Pascal's saying 3D printing. I also do that for most of my custom builds. Yeah, I've had a 3D printer for a year now. Haven't actually used it that much. When I first got it, obviously I did everything and printed all of the benches and everything, but I haven't actually done much more of it over the year. Bits here and there, but I really should. Just a case of digging out and finding something that you want to print. I've seen a few not so much characters, but that sort of thing, figure prints. I should be looking for numbers, but I'm not. I'm just jumping around while I'm talking. I feel out of practice, although it's not been long since I did one of these. I feel all out of practice and building stuff and doing stuff. I think was it only yesterday? Must have been yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Did the live build with Fox and Ted. Did the mini Sherman tank. That was a complete build and paint from box to painted and weathered in a little under 4 hours. That was hard work, but there we go. Check that out on the eModels channel. I think it's eModels UK on YouTube. And you can win there's a couple of kits up for grabs. All you have to do is comment on the video itself. Comment with which tank you think you like the best. Is it mine, Fox's, or Ted's? So obviously it's mine. So just go along there and vote Chris, Team Chris. And randomly it will pick one of the winners. We'll pick one when we're back on the normal thingy. The normal Monday night live stream, which isn't tomorrow. Yes, I've been off work. I don't know what day it is. It's really difficult. Yeah, tomorrow we haven't got a live stream, but the week after we're back to normal in the new year. Right, Pascal's asking what printer I have. He's got the Creality CR10. I have what I think is basically an Ender 3, I think is the one they call it. It's sort of a rebranded cheap version, and it's I don't know who actually made it. It's not got any names on it. I'm looking at it. It's just over there. Yeah, it's not a high quality one. I think it was a couple £100 a year ago, so you can probably get it even cheaper than that now. See, Candy Going from Mongo has just increased his Patreon pledge to $5 a month. Thanks for the videos, information and fun. Thanks very much, Candy Graham. That's lovely. I know you only just you were 1 and then you put it up to 2, but now you've gone to 5, so you can watch all of these videos back again now. Yeah, anybody that is a patron, also get your name on the credits of my normal videos. So yeah, you can push your own channel. I've got all these bits here and I'm just cutting them off. I'm doing the dude, aren't I? 95, 87 and 93. So 2 arms and a head. 93. 93? 93. So we're getting his arms off. Because he's armless. So, sorry, I won't do it anymore. 95 is the other arm. And there's one other bit. What was that? That was 87. That was a head. There we go. Here we have a head. Right, so that is all of the dude. Let me get rid of the sprues for now. Get a little bit of sanding done from this. Same brand as mine, also created, but the cheaper version. Yes, it's quite possibly. I'd say I literally don't. I don't think it's actually a branded anything. But it does all right. It does have some issues with you know, print lines, no matter how fine you tell it to print. But some of that's because I haven't been able to set it up properly, because it's just, you know, time and effort and working it all out. But I will print off some figure type things. I've seen a few that I quite like the look of around on thingiverse.com. Paul from Team Inept is in, saying, never fear, Team Inept is here, who wants to be banned? For some reason I gave Paul the ban hammer and he's a mod. Oh dear. Oh, Dad's in as well. I didn't notice that. Hello, Dad. That's Mike is also a mod. Right, so we've got the legs attached to the chair, the body, the head, and the arms that need gluing on. Now these haven't got any pegs on the arms or anything, so you can manipulate and put them on however you like. So what am I going to do? I'm going to stick his head on. So I haven't got any glue ready either or anything. It's terrible. I think I left the paint off, the lid off my glue from yesterday as well, so it's not all evaporated. It was on it, but it just wasn't screwed down. I'm going to glue his head on, but you can't really put his arms on yet because you might need to adjust the positioning of them. Paul says do 2 copies of any figures I like. I think he's after stuff. So he'll go in. There's a little hole in the back there, so he'll get in there. So that wouldn't be too difficult to paint the backs of the seat and stuff with him in there. And then that goes on the top there. And then you can put in steering wheels and things like that. So I can't really put in any of that yet, because I think I need to do that, then the steering wheel, then his body, and then his arms attached to make sure they actually grab the steering wheel. So I've got some extra bits there that I shall keep to one side and get them done after I've done the painting of the interior, and I'll put the lid back on the glue there. So that's that bit. Now I've got to do the back wall. Team Inept ban gross mod. Oh, hey, you can't ban me. No, he's already tried. You're right. Yep, he did actually try to ban Fox one time. Yeah. Paul says he'll buy me a roll of filament. It's way cheaper than buying a whole printer. It's not just the filament though; it's the time and the potential danger of my house bursting into flames randomly, which I don't think is a real fear, but it's a sort of real fear. I don't like leaving prints running when I'm not home, basically, and prints can take several hours to do. I'm not entirely sure. The people do obviously 3D print and charge for making stuff for people, which is fair enough. It's, you know, it's costing you time and effort to do it. But I'm not sure about the whole charging, you know, the number of hours for the number of hours it's printing, because it's doing the printing. It's not you doing the printing anymore. Just because it takes it, I mean, if it takes 10 hours for it to print, I don't know that you can charge 10 hours of time to somebody buying the print from you. I mean, you can, but that doesn't sound right to me. Paul says, I'll take that risk and just buy the filament. He's okay with it. Okay. I'll just drop the print around sometime then you can have the risk of printing anything I want to print as well. That sounds fair? If you're okay with it. I'll just leave the printer with you, and if it messes up and melts the house, then apparently you're okay with that. So that's okay. Yeah, that's a weight off my mind. Thanks. Right, so how was everybody's Christmas? I know most of you have been around for the Christmas live stream yesterday, the build of the tanks, but that was a different build, and being that sort of speed buildy thing, I wasn't really paying much attention to the chat and that. I promise I'll pay more attention now. Paul says, yeah, go on then, free 3D printer. Yeah, not quite. Dad might have ordered the Valkyrie and some paints. Accidentally, yeah. I did pick up the Citadel paint holder before Christmas, which hasn't got any fuller since I bought it, but potentially has some more room for some more things to go into it at some point. Right, one more bit that I need here, 64, which is the little steps to get up into the back. Now, I know Fox has been busy with family stuff over Christmas, which being Christmas time is understandable. I don't know if he'll pop in and not this evening to see this. If he is, don't take the mickey about him not doing his own stream. It's fine, it's not a problem. Happy New Year to all friends, says Ray. Happy New Year, Ray. Yep. So it's after tonight. So there isn't any models tomorrow because it's New Year's Eve. Thursday night I'll be back to the normal, or what passes for normal, evening with the gang. So me and potentially some of the gang will be along for a little while to entertain you. I also need 62 to go on the sides there. There's a 62 and there's a 62. Yeah, we'll be along for, I say, a normal 90 minutes of chat and fun. And at some point, I'll do another evening with everyone. Like last week, on the Wednesday, when we had, who do we have? Sergeant Bones was in. And John, another one of my patrons, actually came in live on camera to have a little hangout. So at some point I'll do another one of those when it's not Christmas time, when more people are likely to be around. That seemed to work out quite well, so thank you all for watching that, coming along and joining in. Sergeant Bones says, accidentally bought the monitor HMS Roberts for the new year from Trumpeter. I don't know that one. It's obviously a boat, being a HMS thing, some sort of boat ship thing. What scale is that? Is that a big one? Right, so that's the bits for that. Now the back, again, I don't think I want to put the back on yet, because that's again going to make it more tricky to paint, although not overly tricky. Yeah, I think I'll get the back on. I'll certainly get these steps on, wherever they go, on the sides there, somewhere like that. Somewhere like that. I can't see it now. Ah, the other way up. That's why that won't go on there. They're going that way around. There's little cutout bits. Oh yeah, they go in there like that. Right, okay, let's get the steps on the sides. Now Fox did say about the bull bars on the front. He said not to put them on yet until it's all painted. So I believe that's going to be a good idea. So I won't be doing that yet. Even though it's not in the instructions yet anyway. Get some glue on there. Get that one on. Oh, again, that way around. Right, let's have a look. Would be cool. I don't know what that was. Was that in relation to coming on camera? Sergeant Bones says big thanks to my son for that. Actually, that's why he got the big boat. Stuart Bremner's in. Good evening and Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Stuart. Welcome. You haven't missed very much. As ever, I spend the first quarter now just waffling. Right, so that's got to go on the back there. Let's get that on there. That's the first thing I can do. So we've got these big door things. So I'm probably going to leave them open so you can actually see inside a little bit as well. So they obviously fit hinged on like that. So somehow I've just got to glue them in sort of like that. I'm not going to wide open. I'll just have them sort of I have them open to different degrees each side, shall we? Let's see how that's going to work. Probably won't. Let's have a look, see. So if we get that one about there. The thing about extra thin is it's quick. It doesn't take very long for it to set at all. But you can still bend it a little bit even after it's done. So this side I'm going to have not open so much. Don't want everything symmetrical, do you? So they're sort of in the process of getting in and out the back there. So that will be going on there. Now let's see, is that going to make any difference to being able to paint it or not? I don't think it is actually. Yeah, I think I can get that back on there without any problems. So the top I'll be leaving able to be removed. I thought about gluing the back to the top, as it were, but I think it's going to be too much hassle. So let's get that on there like that. Jamie says, is it bad that I'm thinking of buying a Gunpla? No, not bad at all. As long as it's in 1/4 scale, then it's perfectly acceptable and indeed approved. Which most of the I don't know. I keep forgetting the names and the numbers of them. Is it MG or aren't real grade are the nice ones that are 144. I think high grade is the other one that's not quite so good. So if it's your first one, I'd say start with a high grade one. They're still nice, but they're not as complicated. But you've been building kits before, you know exactly what you're doing. The name I can never pronounce, Edel Yanderwerf. What's in the build today? It's still the Taurox. If you've been around previous weeks, so I finished the Dark Elder Raider, and I've started this Taurox Prime. Actually, I don't like those back doors. They're a little bit too symmetrical. So that's the nice thing about the extra thin. So it gives you a little bit of work time. So that's a little bit better, I think. A little bit more closed, but not closed exactly the same amount. So we'll go with that, and I'll add a little bit more just to make sure that sits there. So, according to the instructions, I believe, as of now, that is actually completed apart from having the dude sit in it. But I've got the dude ready to sit in it, but you can't sit in it yet because that's really going to get in the way of painting. So that's the first stage finished. Jamie says I don't want to be known to build Transformers, so I'll probably stick to Warhamsters. I mean, the Bandai kits are great. They're really easy. They're nicer to build, I think, than the Warhammer. Not that there's any problems with the Warhammer, but the Bandai stuff is just... you don't need glue for the vast majority of it. It's really snapped together. It's really good. Have a go. If you don't like it, don't like it, you know. It's not like you're like us, building videos of everything and it will be known that you've done it. We won't talk. We won't tell anyone, honestly. Right. Now, I've got to figure out what to do. So, I don't think I need to do any of that, because that was for this turret that I'm not having. I'm doing the Prime with the rockets. So it's turret mounted storm bolter, Taurox missile launcher and hull mounted auto cannons. So apparently I've got to do 17 and 18. But I sort of want the other guy there as well. I did quite like the look of the other guy. Sort of sticking his head up a little bit. So let me flick through to 17, 18. And see what that says. There we go, 17. Alright, 18 is the missile cannon thing. And 17 is the gunner. So you can put him on as well. Right, let me jump ahead and do the Taurox missile assembly. Because that will be a convenient separate build. While that one's setting and drying and out the way. Move that out the way. Move that out the way. Because that's just going to end up whiting out everything if it's at funny angles. And let's see what we need for this. I need 73, 78, excuse me, and 80. 73, I see already. It's down there. Yeah, the Warhammer's expensive, while HE Gundam are lots and fairly cheap. Yeah, that's the nice thing about it, is Warhammer is not the cheapest thing to buy. But Bandai Gundams are fairly cheap. You can get a basic like 20 quid one that will be really good. Candygram says, I'd really like to know how many of those $1,400 without arms Warhamster kits have sold. It's going to be a lot. I know there's a lot of people out there. It's going to be a lot. Right, I want 78 and 80. And they're like the side things for this. 71, 78. There we go. That's that one. And 80 is that one as well. So I've actually got two more of them that look very similar. Figure out how it's all going to go together, because I don't know what these things are really. They're sort of like the edges of the rockets, I think. Down there, figure out which bit I can actually cut off as well. Some of the nubs are not well defined as to exactly if it's nub or piece. Let's get in there, get these off, and then we'll be able to figure out what we're doing with them. One more edge down there, which I can get from the other side. There we go, that's that one. And that should be the other one. Right, let's have a look. They go. This is the left side missile pod. The right side missile pod is exactly the same, but slightly different numbers. So let's have a look. Let's file these down a touch. Get rid of the little bits of nubs. The cutters I've got are pretty good. They're going pretty close, so there's not too much to worry about with nubbage. And these are the bits that go in between, so they don't have to worry too much about them anyway. So that goes that way round on that bit, and that bit goes that way round. So that goes there. and this goes on this side like that. Oh, and then there's a top that goes on top of it. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. Oh no, there's just other bits. Oh, there's a front and a back, and then a top. Okay, let's get the front and the back. 106 and 109. Then I think I've got to do exactly the same again. And I can't find 105. No, it does go up higher than that. So they must be on here somewhere. There's 109. Right next to it is the pointy bits, the rockets. Okay, so let's get them out. Tidy it up. Trout and Child's in saying evening all, and Chris Campton's in saying evening. Hello everyone as well. So hello everybody that's come in that I haven't said hello to. We're up to 27 viewers now, so that's quite high for a Warhamster stream of mine. So hello all 27 of you. If you're one of the 27 that aren't actually talking to me in the chat, then by all means come along, say hello. If you're new here, come and say hello. There's a couple of mods in with spanners next to their name. Their name comes up in blue. They're just normal people, or fairly normal people like the rest of you. They're just here to look after the chat if there's any abuse or trouble or anything. Not that I expect there will be. There never has been yet. Just to keep the peace. So be nice to them. They'll be nice to you. Thank you guys for stepping in and looking after everybody. Yeah, so they go together like that. That's quite cool. That's not bad. That goes together quite nicely. I quite like that. Let's get a side on. And then we get the other side on. Then let's get the front and the back on. The front and the back, yeah, the cutout goes to the same side. Get them on there, and then we can get that little bit of glue down the seam. Then we figure out what the top bit is and put that on there as well. Oh, it's Chris's birthday. Sorry, happy birthday, Chris. I know you did tell me earlier in the week, but I completely forgot. So happy birthday. I see Dad's already done the singing to you, so I'm not going to do that live on camera now, thankfully. 72. That's that one. That goes on there. Yeah, so where are we? New Year's Eve tomorrow. Parties? Everyone going to a party or something? I'll probably do what I normally do, have a quiet evening at home with the family. See if we stay up to see the new year in, but it's just a date on a calendar and it's not anything special really. It's only a new year because we decided to make the calendar end that year, that day. So it doesn't really mean a great deal to me. It just means a bit of time off work. So that one goes on that side like that. Apparently. Like that, but not falling inside. Oh, and then that's the bottom. Okay, I got you. That's the top. So that goes on there, and then that goes on another bit. Oh, I gotcha. I've been building it upside down without realising. So let's get that on there. Without it folding up inside it. Chris seems to be quite happy that I'm not singing happy birthday to him. Thank you. yeah, there we go. So that's that. That's then going to go on top of another bit once I've done exactly the same again with another bit. Which other bit do I need? 76. That's the big bit. Let's get that out right on here. So yeah. Dad says he's going to bed. It's not now, I assume. I assume we're talking about tomorrow night, New Year's. Yeah, it's not anything special. It's just another day closer to going back to work after Christmas for me. So New Year's off, and then on Wednesday I'm back to work, and things go back to normal again. Christmas over. That's it. I'm done for another year. Take all the Christmas decorations down and empty the fridge from all the stuff that's filled up over the last week. Still got a lot of chocolate. Quite a lot of chocolate sitting in my fridge, which I'm not complaining about, don't get me wrong. I do like some chocolate, but it'll be decent to get some normal food back in there. Right, I've just been cutting off all the bits without really paying attention to the manual, because basically I've already done this bit, so it shouldn't be difficult. I'm sure there's a bit I've missed though. I've got the two sides, I haven't got the front and the back. There we go. Knew there'd be a bit. That's the front, back, and the front with the pointy bits. So that should be basically six sides, and the big bit for it to go onto. So I'll move the sprue out of the way again now. Let's grab a quick drink. Move that lamp out of the way, because otherwise I'm going to catch that with my chair. Actually, getting a bit warm in here. Trout and Child's working night shift New Year's, so that can't be good. I know you do like night shifts occasionally. I've never done any shift work or anything like that. I wouldn't enjoy it at all. But yeah, all the best. So we'll be there for you to chat to, and up until midnight. Make sure you can get to your phone. Dad used to volunteer for the night shift on New Year's. There we go, that's that one. That's the big bit, so that's got to go on there somewhere. That way round goes on that side, apparently. Or something. Well, I think I've got the wrong bit off. I don't think it's that bit at all. I think that's similar to the bit I need, but it's not really the right one. That's what happens when you don't look at numbers. 76 was the number I wanted. I'm sure that was it. Yeah, it's definitely said 76 on it, but it's different to that one. It looks like that hasn't got sides. This bit. It's not the same, but just with different thingies to it. Let's have a quick look. Have I got anything else that looks even vaguely similar? The only bit that's the same is that one, which is 46. And I reckon that's actually the bit they mean. So that says 76, it means 46. I'm sure 76 is actually used in a different bit. So let's take that off there anyway and see if that looks more like the one. Chris is drinking brandy. No, not tonight. Not while I'm in charge of a webcam. I've just got a glass of Coke over there. There is some brandy over there as well, but it's not opened yet. honest. So let's have a look. I reckon this is the bit. I'm going to have a look through the instructions and see if I can see where this bit, or where the other bit's used, and if it calls it a different number. Fox always tells us what he's drinking, coffee or Barry's tea usually. Chris didn't just now. No, I didn't, sorry. I have a glass of Coca-Cola. Normal, full-fat, lumpy Coke. Not any of this diet stuff, that's just rubbish. So I reckon that's probably like a cover for that or something. I don't know. It definitely looks like it's that we're putting that onto, because that lines up with everything on there just right like that. So I reckon that's going to go onto there. Probably that way up. I don't know. Ah, no, that's the... Oh, right, okay, I got you. I'm looking ahead in the instructions. Although, yes, it has got the wrong number on it. That's there. But that then goes that way up on top of that. Because that's still going to be the back. So all this detail in the middle there is not necessary, not used. So that is the top, but it's still got the wrong number on it. So I reckon if I turn the page over here, let's have a look. Yeah, it's just to put that on. That's the bit that's on the back of the thing. Because I've missed a bit, obviously, haven't I? Because I haven't done that. That says 76, yeah. And that also says 76, so they're just wrong with that. They got a number wrong. Quick! Tell Games Workshop they've done it wrong. I'll get a free kit. So I didn't notice Fox mentioned that when he did his build, but then again I wasn't watching every minute of it. But that says open it, open it. No, I won't open me brandy. No, I'll open it tomorrow. It's tomorrow night. No point in, you know, starting the brandy too early. As ever with these streams, I haven't got a fixed time limit or anything. I don't. It's normally a little over an hour, but it's already been 3/4 of an hour, and I haven't actually finished the bit I want to do yet. So I'm going to keep going. I'm intending to, as I say, hopefully get the build bit of it finished today. Apart from, let's say, putting the dude in the driving seat. And probably the other dude, assuming I end up doing him as well. So I can get on with the painting in the new year, next week. Candygram says, yeah, you should win a free $1,400 armless Warhammer kit for finding an error. It's definitely an error. Definitely says 76, and it's not. So, you know, what can you say? Warhammer aren't as practiced and as great as everybody makes out. So I'm just making sure I get these bits the right way round to go onto there. That one goes on that side. That one goes on the other side. That bit goes on the front. Can't even pick it up. It goes on the front with the bit on that side, so it's that way around. And that bit goes on the back with that bit that side. And as before, a little bit of glue down the seam, and then pressure that on there. Dad says he had the same challenge with his Taurox. Yeah, thank you. Not just me. Didn't tell me a minute ago though, did you? No. Let's get some glue down here to get that side on there. Apparently the Valkyrie doesn't even have part numbers. Okay. Must be one of the older kits. Just look for a bit that looks a bit like this. Paul's been making HO scale buildings. He's just done some tar paper on the roof of the building, so now he's got to paint the building. And yeah, Dad's just found out that he hasn't got numbers on his Valkyrie that he's just ordered. Right, that bit goes on there, that bit goes on there, and I need part 105 to go in the middle. So yeah, that wouldn't be much fun building it without part numbers. It looks a bit like that though, so I didn't use the part number. Let's get that off. That's the mounting point for said rocket launcher. Apparently Dad thought about telling me, but then decided not to. Probably for comedic effect, or just wanting me to get wound up about looking for the wrong part that doesn't exist, or does exist but I've already cut off the sprue because it was the other bit that they didn't tell me about yet. Right, there we go, that's that. So that needs to go on there, that needs to go which way around, that going down on there and that going that way around. So just in there like that. That's quite cool. I like that. So let's do that first. A little bit of glue down there. That's that. And then that bit, when it's got the other two bits on there, will go onto there. Like that. That's alright. I like that. That's fine. So this is another bit that's going to be moderately challenging to paint interior pieces of. Sort of getting into there and bits, but anything that looks like it's going to be trouble to paint basically just means you can't see it. So although I'm going to be painting the interior, it doesn't worry me too much. Hidden detail on the edges of inside rocket launchers and things, it's not quite the same. So that doesn't worry me a great deal. So that's that there. Although it isn't, because I didn't glue the right bits on that one. I glued the inside, that just sticks around the outside of that bit. So in thinking about painting, I am not going to glue that onto that yet, because then I can actually paint this as a sort of sub-assembly. I know sub-assemblies aren't a thing in Warhammer kits, apparently. For some reason, one of these mythical reasons, that you're not meant to do it like that. But as Fox isn't here, I can do it like that, and he won't know. So as well as not gluing that back bit on, I'm actually not going to glue that bit on there, because that's going to be a bugger to try and paint inside that bit. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that to one side again. And yeah, do that later. So we've got the rockets to go on. The back bit goes on like that. So yeah, that definitely can't be glued on yet, because then I can't paint through the... no. So that's going to go on there like that. That's going to go on there like that. So I've got to do the front bit now. Let's have a look. The front bit is this page here. So we've got, if we're ignoring the dude for now, I've got that back bit. I've got to get the 3 pieces of the main thing. I'm not going to be gluing it on, so I don't matter about not doing that yet. I'll do the dude in a minute. So I need 7, 32 and 98. Was that bit? That's 94, isn't it? Or that is 98. So the trouble is they've got part numbers everywhere. So although they have got part numbers, they conveniently don't tell you which direction you're going for. So 98's here, 97, 94's there, 91's there. Either of them could easily be that, but it isn't. So I wouldn't worry too much about a kit not having part numbers on that, because I don't think it's going to be, you know, having the part numbers isn't that great help anyway. So yeah, that's that one. I still need 7 and 32. I'm not trusting the numbers now though, it's the trouble. I bet these are going to be on the other sprue, aren't they? Can't see anything that looks like those, just rings and thing. There you go, that's going to be them two, isn't it? 7 and 32, there you go. So approaching the end of the building of the thing, although we've still got the dude to do. That off there, and that one off there. Still got some bits left over, but I know there's weapons and stuff to put on as well, bolting around the sides and things like that. Right, let's have a look. No part numbers means no errors there. Yep, you're right there. Pretty straightforward, but there are a few moments. Kendra from Mongo says you're right. Numbers only create confusion. Trout Chart says I'm not a number, I'm a free man. You are number 6. Most people are not going to know what you're talking about. Most people in this chat are probably, you know, 12. They won't have a clue what the prisoner was all about. Dad says he gave up with numbers, just looked from the drawing and found the bit on the sprue. Yeah, that's pretty much what I ended up doing with this. Now I don't trust the numbers anymore. Right, so this is the forward part of the roof. Oh, I forgot to cut off the middle bit. Gonna make it difficult for the guy to stick his head up if it's still sprue in the middle. Dad remembers the prisoner, yeah, obviously. I figured Dad would. Who is number 1? It's Paul. You are number 6. See, Paul shouldn't remember the prisoner because he's only young, but he does like rubbish films. So, the Prisoner's moderately rubbish TV now. Good at the time, but it doesn't hold up well. I am number 2. Right, so we'll get rid of that bit. Don't need that anymore. That's a bit of sprue. This is the front assembly. Let's get that bit out of the way. Let's get that bit off. So that goes on there like that. Then that goes in there like that. So far so good. That goes on there like that, and then that is there, but probably open, assuming it's still gonna, yeah, there's plenty of room there, isn't there? So yes, I can do that open, definitely. So that can go onto there, I know that much. I won't put the top canopy on, the hatch on, until I've got the guy sorted to see exactly where he's going to end up sticking out. But again, that's going to be open to a degree. What do you want? Information? You won't get it. No, information is overrated, and I'm only young compared to you, says Paul. You're only young compared to me and several of the other people in the chat. How old is everybody, by the way? If you want to say. If you don't want to say, obviously just don't. But yeah, if you're old enough to remember the prisoner. I only just sort of remember the prisoner. I'm Where are we? How old am I? I was born in 72. So that's 45, 46. Already 46. Seems like only yesterday that I was less than that. Right, let's get the chair sorted out then, shall we? So 60, 82 and 84. Don't think I'm using that bit, and they're all armour pieces, so I don't think I need that sprue now. Again, at least for a while. This is the one with all the guns on it and the legs. Pretty sure the legs are going to be his, because there's only 2 dudes in this pack. Right, we've got some ages coming. Sergeant Bones is 53. Paul is a youthful 37. Yeah, but you look 67. Wayne's 53 as well. Borrowing Model's 55. Franchise 52.5. And Dad's not saying. You already said it at the top there. You've already mentioned it. You can't not say it after you've already said it. That's not the way maths works. Right, he's going to need arms. So let's get the arms off. He's going to need a body. I know I was getting the chair, but I haven't seen that yet. Unless it's that. 60? Might be 60. It's next to 60 and 62, so it's probably something like that. But also I'm looking at it from the other side to the side that they showed a picture of, but yeah, that's definitely chair related. So I still need the twiddly thing and the little bit. 100, not 115, it's 84. Probably. There's a twiddly thing, and there's 84. I assume the twiddly thing is obviously so his chair can go up and down. I don't know if he'd have to spin it round to go up though, because it looks like it's just on a screw thread. So he'd probably have to spin his chair round and round to go up and down, but that'd make you dizzy. Right, so I need 94 as his body. He ain't got no body. Right, Sergeant Bones technically 53 and 11/12. I think that's a little bit too far. You can't really, you know, when babies are, you know, up to about 2, you say them in months, don't you? You say he's 20 months old and things like that. People, not so much. You don't say, you know, I'm 120 months when you're 10. Dad says, no, I'm not. 69, 70, no, 65. I think he's so old, he's forgotten how old he is. Right, looks like we've got 2 different heads that I haven't used. You can either have helmet dude or non-helmet dude. We're obviously going non-helmet dude, so he's actually got a face and a funky cap. Mentally 30, physically 70. Trout and Charles said, when you get to 69, did you spend the whole year sniggering at your age? Only when people ask you, how old are you? Yeah. Children. Some people never grow up. Sparehead's dead, yeah, I think that's probably right. Sparehead 3. The Red Dwarf reference. Oh, I spent some money in Elite Dangerous this week. I bought, while it was on sale a few months back, some credit for Elite Dangerous, and they released the voice pack called Leo, which is basically Holly from Red Dwarf, so I had to have that. So now I've got Holly from Red Dwarf doing my cockpit announcements. Right, so that bit goes on there like that, and then the other bit goes on the other side. Does have a way up, and it's that way up. So, yeah, that would, in theory, you'd have to twiddle all the way around it to go up and down, but I don't think they do it like that. Sergeant Bones says his birthday is the 28th of January, so it is 11. I guess you were probably right, but it's just not really the done thing. You just stick at being whatever it was, 53, until you're actually 54. We try not to count it. Which Holly? The proper Holly. It's not Hilly. the proper Holly, the original one. I don't know the name of the guy that did it, and I don't know that it's him actually doing it. But if it isn't, it's pretty close. It works very well. Right, so all of this probably can be glued together and painted in situ. But, you know what? I think I didn't want to put him down there. I think I wanted to put him at the top, because that's him sitting on the floor. So, before that extra thin dries, I guess that's what these other things are for. So we can have him sitting at the top. Because when that goes in there, and you've got his legs in there, then where the top is, he was sticking out of, wasn't he? Like that. And then we've still got that to go on the back. So yeah, that's got to be right at the top, because otherwise it would just be his head sticking out the top. So I reckon I can glue him together like that on there. I still paint him because I'm not going to glue that in there yet. Norman Lovett, that's the guy. And Paul does believe it is him. It could easily be. I don't know. I don't know the easy way to find out. Is it on IMDb? Would that tell you? It's certainly got the right feel and mannerisms. If it isn't him, then it's a very good impression. Candy Graham from Mongo. Bought computer games for Christmas for my nephews. Wish I had time to play them. Yeah, so I've been off since, well, I worked Christmas Eve, and I haven't gone back to work yet. And I had a plan of doing lots of different stuff, and oh yeah, I'll do that before I go back, and I'll do that, and I'll do that, and I haven't done any of it. I've played a bit of Elite the last couple of days. I've done a bit of R2 the last couple of days. But spent a day, you know, Christmas Day with family and Boxing Day with family. And we had a day we went up London. I'm not sure I can put his arms on. I think they might get stuck trying to go through the canopy thing. So I might not put his arms on yet. Let me push that in there for now. If I can do it without knocking his head off. Yeah, because that's going to glue to the side as well. Yeah, his arms aren't going to fit through there as well before. I'll have to do that after. So I can't put his arms on yet. But his body and his head are in place now. He's all good to go. I need shoulder pads, but I can't do them until afterwards either. So I'll cut them off the sprue, ready to go. And what I'm going to do is put the cover on there, the hatch on as well, because now I know where he's going to go. I can have that about there. I don't want it fully open, it's the same as the back ones. So I'm going to open a bit. Jamie Bones watching Star Wars on ITV. They have the Millennium Falcon, and it's the completed cockpit. If only Fox was here. Yeah, well, he knows what the cockpit looks like. It's when you show him the rest of it. Sergeant Bones says, yeah, stick his head out where he gets some nice rocket blast to the face. I think he'd probably duck. If they're far off that side, he'd twiddle his chair round so he'd actually be sitting underneath before they actually fire. I don't know, probably wouldn't. That might turn as well. That obviously doesn't in the model, but in the real world, you'd probably have that so it'd turn around the other way as well, wouldn't you? Now I'm wondering if I stick that to that, that'd come off in one piece. That'd be better, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll do that as well. Stick that together. I'll do it while it's in place, so I know it's going to sit in the right place. Just get some extra thin around the edge there. Sergeant Bones doesn't finish building figure, and a whole model is up in arms. Yeah, I can't finish building the figure because his arms wouldn't fit through the hatch. I'm pretty sure they would if he moved them, but he's not able to move them in this instance, so yeah, they wouldn't fit through sticking on. Probably. But that does, so I can get that done. That's alright. That stays together as one. Then it's just the roof that comes on and off for admiring the paintwork that I'm going to be doing on the inside. It says, hopefully. Yeah, that sits on there quite well, like that. And the rockets will sit on there like that. And the two dudes I haven't done yet, that's fine. So, I've got extra guns and things to put onto the side and stuff. So, I'm going to have some of my Coca-Cola. Look, see, look, Coca-Cola. Oh, can't see it. There it is, look, honest, real normal Coke, not brandy. Right. I was going to find his shoulder pauldron things, which have got to be them. 96 and 97, and that's 89, so it's not that one after all. There we go, 96 and 97. Does that mean the other guy's got shoulder pauldrons that I've forgotten about? I bet he has. I'll have to go back and look at that. Where was the other guy? Just a couple of pages back, wasn't it? It's quite a lot of pages back. Didn't realise it was that many pages back. No, he hasn't got pauldrons. It's obviously optional. Different insignia, depending on whom you're building. Right, so that's the gunner. Sticking his head out. I've got the thingy to put on the front. Let's get that before I forget that one as well. That's the other bit off the other one, isn't it? The bit with whatever written on the front of it. The cup holder, as Dad says, yeah, more DACA needed. Right, there's a massive DACA that fit on the cup holder. That's the canopy bit, isn't it? The cup holder, isn't it? Or something. I don't know. I don't do tanks. So I'm going to take that off just in case that glue decides to glue itself to that. So that goes over the grill. Can't quite make it out. Yeah, it goes over there like that. Okay, that's all right. I can do that because then you don't have to paint half the grill. There we go. Cool. I don't know what it says on there. It's SEJONS. Probably not, but it might be. I don't know. Paul says Francis Ford cup holder. Yeah. Right. So that's all the bits from that. I've done that. I'm not gluing him in yet, and I can't put his arms on yet because he won't fit through the hole. I was going to check to see if he does fit through the hole. No, he doesn't fit through the hole with his arms. See, look, he can pull his arms off. So that was a good shout. I'll put the arms on at the end. Although if I put the arm, then I can't take the cover off because I've got to glue his arms on. Oh, decisions. Put it on like that. You'll still be able to see the stuff painted inside by looking through the hatchway and through the little slots on the side. Guys, I would like to have his arms on there. So, yeah, I won't be having a removable top because otherwise it means you can't have any arms, and I'd rather have arms than a removable top. So, once it's painted, I shall be sealing it up. Right. And the last page, B's Model Making says, "Hello G Models, I finally caught your live work." Hello B, I don't know who you are, but yeah, welcome. Yeah, I'd normally be about finishing now, but I've got some guns to put onto my Taurox. There, so welcome. Hello. You have to rewind and watch from the beginning, but you know. So I've got some sub-assemblies, which is probably going to get me in trouble from the Warhamster painting realm, because you're not meant to paint in sub-assemblies because of reasons, I think. Not entirely certain why. Just like making it hard for yourself, I think. Right, so I've got these armour panels, of which there seem to be 4, but I can only see the 2 that go on the front bits. I'm not sure where those bits are meant to go. Or are they the same? Oh, they're the same. They're just up the other way. Oh. Okay, as tradition, friends from the Boom Hut. Everybody's welcome. I've got the decision of the lion or just the, I can't remember what you call it, the flying skull thing. I quite like the flying skull thing, but I shall leave it open to the chat to decide. Which should I attach? Give me a shout, let me know before I do it. I'll put that on there, whichever one you decide. It probably tells me it should be the lion because it's the Prime, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't care. It's not going to be used in games. So, yeah. Should it be one of each? Let me know what I'm going to put onto it. I see I've got these exhaust pipey things, which I haven't seen mentioned of yet. I think they might be the bars that Fox was saying about you can have around the edge on the inside there if you want it open. But he says I'm a tank builder now. Yep, pretty much, because it's got tracks. So yeah, just let me know about that. I'll put them to one side for now. I've got the guns to sort out. So we've got, I don't think I can have that one on there because I've got the dude. Or will it go on there as well? I don't know. It's all confusing. Got the big grill thing that Fox says not to put on yet, so I won't, but I will be using it, so I've got to cut that off anyway. Let's get that ready. The fewer bits I've got on the sprue, the easier it is to find out what bits I've got to find. That one, that one, that one. That should be all of it. Yep, well done. Right, so 32 people watching, so if you're not in the chat, come in the chat, say hello. Paul says, whatever the consensus chooses, I don't want the pressure. I can't make the decision, don't make me choose. Sergeant Bones says, skulls with blood for the blood god. I've got some blood for the blood god, I did buy that. Candy Graham Mongo says, find places to add all the parts, no leftovers. That's a challenge. I even had leftovers from the Dark Elder Raider where there are options for different blades and different things like that. There's no way I was going to be able to fit all of them on. Wayne says skull. Trouton Child says undead flying monkey. I don't think that was an option. I'm pretty sure it was either sort of the rampant lion or thingy flying skull. Right, let's have a look. Here we got 53 and 115. 53. And 115 is the little bit on the other side of it, so we'll get that off as well. It's very much on track for finishing the build, apart from, I say, optional things like putting on arms and stuff. Paul says, Blood for the Blood God is an amazing paint. Looks real if you spill it on your hands. Are you sure you didn't just stab yourself? And say, oh no, it's alright, it's Blood for the Blood God. Really, I'm not bleeding out, it's fine. Let me wipe it off on lots of tissues. Right, so that's the gun for this side. One thing I've noticed on this build, which I'm sort of disappointed about, I thought that these little notchy things on the tracks were going to be something going onto it, some sort of armour plating or something, but there isn't. So I'm not sure if they're meant to be like a footstep or something, but they don't look quite right. I'm not sure. I'd be happier if they weren't there. I'm assuming they're meant to be some sort of access point, step, you know. But yeah, I don't like them. I kept thinking sooner or later there'd be a bit to go on there to attach, and there just wasn't. Paul says it was a deliberate test to see if it looked believable before he used it, and apparently it did. Did you go running downstairs to your wife and say, look, I cut myself? Lord Barkley the Third's in. Evening, Squire. Evening, Lord. Right, so that's a gun. We'll still need to tidy up that barrel once it's set. And that's going to go around here somewhere, something. Yeah, on there, somewhere. Down there. Somewhere, somehow. Yeah, that must be the other side. Even though it said this side, it means the other side. 1 to 15, 53 and 54, and so he's got that number wrong. That was 53 I cut off there, not 54. Oh, it might have been 54. 53 is written in the middle. I don't know. Okay, so that must be the gun for the other side, which is going to go on there like that. Cool. These are the guns that Fox doesn't like because they're aiming at the doors. When you open the door, you shoot yourself. But I don't have a problem with it. I think they can quite easily just not open the door when they're shooting, because if someone's shooting at you and you're shooting at them, you're not going to open the door anyway, are you? I wouldn't. I'll be waiting till the shooting's finished before sticking my head out the door, or any other body parts. So normally I wouldn't be putting the guns on yet. I'd paint them separately, but it's Warhamster, so tradition says I'm not allowed to do that. I have to stick the guns on and then make the painting needlessly difficult going around them. So I shall be doing that. Get the barrel on and then tidy it up when it's dry. That's the way to do it. It's probably against the rules as well, but you know. Getting there. Slowly but surely getting there. As I mentioned earlier, but if you've come in late, then you're excused. It's fine. It's not a problem. But this video will be going into the exclusively locked Patreon archive even. The next time I'm live on air would normally be tomorrow for the Immortals stream, but being New Year's Eve, we're not having one. We get another week off. So the next one will be the Evening With on Thursday night. So come along, chat again, join me there. Please give us something to talk about, because otherwise I'll just be sitting there quietly myself, and might start building things as well on the Thursday stream. Normally I like to be in host mode and just sort of monitor the chat more closely and talk to people, but as I can't be sure that there's going to be anyone other than me there, it's a bit tougher, so I might have something lined up ready to continue to build while I'm doing that. We'll see. So that's Thursday. The Thursday after, I think I'm out, so I might not have an evening with that week. But I'd say there's enough of me on the telly. You don't need to be there. Dad'll be there. He says, "Oh right, so there you go. At least I have somebody to talk to." But he says, "Better late than never." Yeah, it's always nice to turn up, but yeah, turning up late's perfectly acceptable. So that's that and that. We decided on the Screaming Skulls, didn't we? So let's get them off. The Flying Skulls. You know what? I'm going to do one of each. I've decided. Executive decision. Thank you for your input, but I'm going to take your input and do one of each because of reasons, and it looks nice, and I can't put them anywhere else, so you might as well get some use out of them. Anyone that's come in late, I'm building the Taurox Prime. I've almost built it actually. You've missed most of it. I haven't built it all tonight. It's only been an hour and a half that I've been on. So I'm building the Taurox Prime over the last few weeks. And next week, everything permitting, I'll be starting the painting. I'm going to be doing it in a mixture of oranges because I decided to, for no reason other than the fact that I've not seen one in orange and it will look quite cool, I'm sure. So I shall be priming it in white, because I learnt that from doing the sails on the other one. If you prime it in black, the orange, because it's like a layer rather than a base coat, looks rubbish. Doesn't come out orange at all. It comes out really nasty. So I shall be doing some. I'll spray paint the whole thing in white, and then do some proper brush painting a la Games Workshop, because Fox will probably be watching again next week, so he'll be all cross with me if I don't paint properly. So yeah, proper painting, brush painting, starting next week. And that will take however many weeks it takes. It's not going to be a quick build, not going to be a quick paint job, because there's lots of detail to paint on the inside as well as the outside, done in the proper Games Workshop style, with base and layers and shades and other things, technical Blood of the Blood God paints and things like that. So yeah, right, I've got a couple of extra little bits to do. I've done that gun on the side. I've got these two bits to see if they fit on the top. One of them will. 63 and 83. I don't know what it is. If you haven't noticed already, I don't know anything about Warhamsters. So yeah, apologies if I've probably done it wrong by putting both of the things on. You're probably not ever allowed to have both of them on the same kit. So apologies to anyone that's offended by my building, but it's for me, it's not for anyone else. I'm not going to be using it in any official tabletop games. It's just built for the fun of the building. 63 is this little mouse trappy thing. yeah, so between now and next week I'll get it primed, so it's ready to go with so bases, layers and everything else. Let's get that in there. It goes in there somewhere. Some sort of little camera something which goes on the top there over that bit. I've got it facing the right way. Yep, don't need that bit anymore at the moment. So that's that there. Cool. And the only last bit seems to be that gun thing, which is 3 parts: 101, 2 and 4. 101, 2 and 4. There we go, that's all the bits of that. So I'm going to put this bit together and then we'll see if it is actually going to fit when the dude's sticking his head up, because a lot of this is designed for different configurations, so you might not be able to have this bit on when the guy's there as well. It might get in the way. So let's figure out how it goes together. It goes in there that way round. You probably don't need to glue that bit, in fact. That's going to pivot. Well, it might not now because I've glued it a little bit. This is some sort of bolt pistol something thing. So that goes on there somewhere. Oh, it goes on that bit. Okay. In there or under there? On there like that. So, will that work with the guy sitting in it as well? I'm going to get in trouble with the Games Workshop police, says Candygram. Yep, you're probably right. They're probably already knocking on the door, ready to come round and slap me in irons. So if he's got his arms there like that, yeah, that will still fit. Probably. So I'll just hold that there for a few seconds, give the glue time to set on there a little bit, because that's quite, not exactly a heavy bit, but quite a big bit being held in place with only a little bit of glue. Oh, hail the heretic Chris, Sergeant Bones, yeah, oh, hail me. If you haven't already, while I'm doing that with one hand, I can grab, look, my little toon tank from yesterday. Just there. It's one of the tanks that, well, the tank that I built. Fox and Ted built one each, slightly different versions, but equally built in, let's say, a little under 4 hours, except for Fox, who cheated and had basically already built it before we started, and still finished later than me and Ted. So if you haven't already, catch up on the YouTube, the eModels channel, for the build. Leave a comment saying which one you prefer. Just leave a comment that says me, not you, me. Say vote Chris as to which one you prefer, because you prefer mine, and you could win one of a couple of kits that we're giving away when we're next back Monday week. It doesn't matter who you vote for, as long as it's me. Right, so that looks like that's the Prime built. The slightly modified Prime, because it's got the guy with the head sticking out, which it shouldn't have, apparently, according to the Prime thing. But apart from putting on the bull bars, which go on the front there, something like that, somewhere, which, yeah, would be quite nasty to paint around. Let's get rid of the sprue from the middle there, because you don't need that either. That's the building of this kit done. Apart from, as I say, the bits that I haven't done yet for convenience of being able to get to bits behind them and bits inside them and stuff. So let's put a lid on my glue because I finished with that now. LD's in, so evening. Evening LD, just in time for the end. Welcome. Which way up do they go? That's down the other way. There we go. That goes in somewhere around there. Bit like that. So that will go on there like that. He will go on there like that. The lid will go on there. The rockets will go on the back. The driver will sit in it, and he will have arms as well, as will the driver, and a steering wheel, and indeed a body. So yes, and when I do glue all that together, you'll still be able to see inside the back there, because I've left the back open. Look, see. So now I've got lots of bits done and not put in yet, so I'll be able to prime and paint inside there with moderate ease, and obviously then I can get to the insides of that as well. So I'm going to call that a night. Where are we? What time is it? Oh, it's been an hour and a half, which is, as I say, pretty fairly common for my live streams. It's almost like I plan it that way. I don't plan anything. So I've got all these bits left over, guns and stuff, which I'll probably end up putting on there somewhere, but they're meant to be put on for different things, aren't they? Because if you're doing the normal one, these guns will go up the top instead of down the side and things, but I don't know, there are always extra bits that might be used at some point for other things. I might be able to put a gun on somewhere, just glue it to the side somewhere. We'll see as and when it goes on. So thanks for watching, thanks for joining in the chat and keeping me moderately sane. I'll put all these bits aside. No, I won't. I'll leave them out because I've got to paint them. I'll prime them all up in white, ready for next time. Let's put it all together so I remember where it's all got to go. I'll put him there, put legs in on there, and the body can sit on there. The arms aren't going to work because, you know, but I'll just drop them all in the back for now. So then we can put the top on, rockets on, ball bars back on. Then it's all in one piece, one place, ready to go. I'll get that painted, and same time, same place next week. Remember everyone, Team Chris at Sergeant Bones. Yeah, Sergeant Bones has already voted. I noticed that. I did have a quick look up. There were, I think, 8 votes for me, 3 votes for Fox, and 2 votes for Ted. So I'm winning, but it's only because of you. But yeah, the way we're actually going to decide who actually wins between the 3 of us, not that there's a prize for the 3 of us, is going to be the random selections as to who wins the prize. So hopefully, enough of you will vote me that I get more chance of winning stuff, because then they'll have to bow down to me for the year or something. We'll make them make tea for me or something. We'll figure something out. So thanks for coming along and joining me. Thanks Fox for the gift of the Taurox. Hope I can paint it to make it worthy. And I'll see you in the new year. Have a good, I hope you've had a good Christmas already. Have a good Christmas. Have a good new year in a couple of days. And thanks Big G, says B's model wielding. Yep, nice work Chris, says Wayne, thank you very much. It's quite an easy build, it wasn't difficult. The only difficult bit is when they get the numbers wrong. Yeah, have a good happy new year all, and I'll see you in 2019. Yeah, because yeah, Thursday's going to be the next time I'm about on this channel for an evening with. I'll see you then. And I'll see you next week again for more Warhamsters. I'll see if I can click the button and fade in the music and do it all properly, because, you know, I like to practice these things. So thanks for being here and joining me, and I shall catch you next year. Bye-bye.